Thank you, Deputy Speaker, and I acknowledge the contributions of the member for Macon, Fowler, Wakefield and Dunkley in this debate. Last month I was visited by a number of my constituents of Uyghur background. Like many new Australians, they came here as students to study and make a better life for themselves. They chose to stay in Australia and become Australian citizens, not only because of the opportunities and promise that this great country offers, but because they had a genuine fear for their lives if they returned to their homeland. They work hard, they pay taxes, raise their families and are actively involved in civic life with local Uyghur groups and the wider Australian community. They, of course, still have family and friends back home in the Xinjiang region of China. Brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, friends and schoolmates and neighbours. Many Uyghurs living in Australia have lost contact with those friends and family and have serious concerns of their safety. Several constituents have recently come to see me and have related that they've not had contact with relatives and friends for well over 8 months. They explained that they fear for the safety of their loved ones, as there have been rumours that they've been taken to prison and their general well-being is not good. They are concerned about first-hand witness accounts, media reports and the response of government and intergovernmental agencies around the world of the potential human rights violations by China in its treatment of its Uyghur minority. These reports include the arbitrary mass detention of a massive scale, and I stand today to voice my concerns about these disturbing reports. Australia has a long record of playing a leading role in international relations and defending human rights, especially in our region. Doc Evatt, a member of this parliament for 2 decades, had a major hand in both founding of the United Nations and drafting the UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And a fellow parliamentarian, Gareth Evans, was instrumental in founding APEC and the Cooperation Forum and brokering the Cambodian peace process. Once again, members of the Australian Parliament need to play a key role in leading the world in the defence of human rights. China officially recognises 55 ethnic minorities, in addition to the Han majority, of which the Uyghur are one. Predominantly Sunni Muslims, the Uyghur live in Xinjiang region of China's northwest. Recent reports paint an increasingly worrying picture about the treatment of the Uyghur by the Chinese government. The detention of Uyghurs in so-called re-education camps and the increasing rate at which those detention centres are being built continues to increase the worry. Varying reports on the detention rate estimate up to 12% of the community have been detained, with the detention camps having a capacity to hold up to 1 million people. Jeremy Cohen, a leading academic authority on Chinese legal systems, suggests that this is potentially the largest mass detention program seen since the 1950s, the period of the Great Leap Forward. Detainees come from all strata of the Uyghur society and include prominent sportspeople, academics and pop stars. The supposed crimes that result in internment can include praying regularly, growing a beard or visiting a Muslim country. Given that some of these crimes represent core religious acts for the people of the Islamic faith, these reports are disturbing. There are also reports of Chinese surveillance and intimidation of Uyghurs abroad, including in this country. It is important that the Uyghur community here in Australia does not feel pressure or intimidation from a foreign power. Condemnation of the Chinese government has been widespread. Last month, the United Nations Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination called on China to halt the practice of detaining individuals who have not been lawfully charged, tried and convicted for a criminal offence. I welcome the recent confirmation by the Foreign Minister that the Australian Government has raised concerns with Beijing, and I echo the Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs, Senator Penny Wong's calls for multilateral action in addition to the direct discussion with China. As a member of the UN Human Rights Council, we should be working in coordination with other members to pursue this issue with the Chinese government so that members of the Uyghur community that I represent are able to find comfort that their friends and family are safe and are soon to be out of detention.